In this video, I'll be talking about some tactics you can consider when recording and editing your YouTube ads. My name is Kyle Sullerud. I'm the founder of AdLeg, a marketing company that specializes in YouTube ads. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you some tactics that you can consider when recording your YouTube ads. Now, these are just small tactics. You'll see what I mean in a minute here. These are not big strategies. I do recommend you watch some of my other videos. I've previously released a 3-part series on YouTube ad hooks to give you ideas for the intro of your ad. In an upcoming series, I'm going to be talking about other components of YouTube ads. So be sure to subscribe so you can see that series when it comes out. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about little things you can do, little tactics that could help give your ads a little boost. Now, I'm not saying you should use all of these tactics all the time, or even that you should use any of them. I just want to give you some ideas here. So if you're getting stuck while you're recording or editing your ads, you'll have some more things to work with. The first tactic I'll mention is to add background music. Now, this can especially help if your ad is kind of low energy, or if you just want to achieve a certain mood with your ad that you can't do just with your words. Adding background music is always an option, and it's even something where you can test adding different types of music over the same ad. Tactic number 2 is to add sound effects. Sound effects in YouTube ads are usually just used for humorous purposes. They're used to get the viewer's attention. Maybe not right at the beginning of an ad, but maybe later in the ad, right before you're about to say something important. But adding sound effects in your ad can help keep the viewer's attention with something other than visuals or other than the words you're actually saying. A third tactic would be to add subtitles to your video. Now, I would not recommend trying to do this by adding an SRT file to the video. Much better in a YouTube ad to actually edit the captions right onto the video. Subtitles can help the viewer follow your message better because not only are they hearing it, but they're also reading it. Now, I will say that I've tested this quite a lot, and for the most part, haven't found big differences on ads that have subtitles versus ads that don't have subtitles. So don't think that this is a tactic you need to employ. But one reason to use subtitles, a very good reason, would be if the person speaking in the ad has an accent or there's background noise or something that makes them hard to hear. I have found that adding subtitles to an ad like that makes the ad perform better. A fourth tactic would be adding on-screen text. Now, this is different than subtitles because we're not going to put everything that's being said in the text. The on-screen text is just going to be specific highlights of what's being said. And maybe it's not even anything that's being said, but just some text that accompanies what is being said. Adding some on-screen text is a great way to add some visual elements to your ad and draw people into the most important things you're saying. This could be done really professionally, or you could just slap up some basic text in a basic video editing program. Either way, it could have a positive effect on the results of your ads. Speaking of being basic, a fifth tactic would be to edit some basic images into the ad. Just like with on-screen text, this will add some visual elements to the ad to keep it more interesting. You could use pictures related to what you're talking about, funny pictures, pictures of testimonials or results, anything that you think will add to what you are saying. But when I say basic image editing, I mean you're just putting basic static images up on the screen while you're talking. A sixth tactic would be to use B-roll. Now, this is one step further than just using images in the ad. B-roll is actually videos that you would play, and you would play this while you're talking. So instead of the camera showing you the whole time, you edit in some other videos, and that is B-roll. This B-roll could be clips of you doing other things. It could be videos of other people, maybe actors. There are websites where you can go get B-roll clips for this purpose. The idea is that it keeps things more interesting. Rather than just showing you the whole time, it breaks away to other video. A seventh tactic is to use professional filming and editing. Now, it could also be argued that a tactic is to use super amateur filming and editing, or just film something on your phone. But really, the tactic here is to consider the professionalism of the video you want to put out. It can absolutely work great to put out an amateur video that you filmed on your phone with subpar audio. It can also work great to hire a professional film crew and get your videos professionally edited. My recommendation is to start at the more amateur end of the spectrum and get a lot of ads out. This is where you can test the messaging that's going to work the best. Then you take the messaging that's working best with your amateur videos, hire a film crew, and now you have a better template to record some professional looking videos. The next few tactics are things that have to do with what you would say, usually at the beginning of an ad. So tactic number 8 is to identify your target customer right away. This can be done a couple ways. You could say, if you are a blank, then blank. So if you are a target customer, then yada, yada, yada. Another thing you could do is just say, hey, target customer. And of course, there are lots of other ways you can do this, and you usually do want to do this. Even though this is just a simple tactic, this is something you almost always want to do at the beginning of your ad, so your target customer knows you are speaking to them, and everyone else skips the ad. Tactic number 9 is somewhat related to what I just said, and this is actually telling people to skip the ad. So if you don't want this benefit, then skip this ad right now. Or if you are not a blank, then skip this ad right now. You're literally telling people to skip the ad. Now, don't overuse this. This is not a tactic you should use in every video, but it is something you can definitely try out. Tactic number 10 is somewhat overused, but that is because it works pretty well. And that's actually giving the viewer a time frame at the beginning of the ad. So saying something like, in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to show you blank. Or in the next 45 seconds, let me show you blank. The reason this can work well is you're making a promise to show somebody something within a small amount of time. They might see that your ad is 6 minutes long, but you just told them you're going to share something within the next 60 seconds. Well, 6 minutes might be too long, but for 60 seconds, I'll stick around and hear what this person has to say. Tactic number 11 is to share your screen. If there's something you're talking about and it would be easy to show people on your computer screen what that is, then you can just do a screen share video. So maybe you are just smaller in the corner of the screen, and then the screen itself is explaining things better than you could do just with your words. One type of screen share, which I think deserves its own tactic, so this is tactic 12, is to do a screen share call to action. This is where you would actually show people the landing page they are going to be landing on, so they know what to do when they get there. This may sound silly, but if you actually show people the website they're about to go to, and you show them on that page where they're going to be filling in their information and what they're going to be clicking on, this can actually have a positive effect on the results. The last few tactics I'm going to talk about are all also related to your call to action. Tactic number 13 is a visual call to action. So not only are you telling the viewer to click on the ad, but you're actually showing them where to click within the ad. You can do this with graphics, pointing down where the button would be next to the ad. You could do this by actually pointing at where the button would be in the ad. That would be a visual CTA, a visual call to action. Tactic number 14 is an end screen call to action. This is a graphic that would be on the screen after the ad is done, after you've finished talking. Now, for 10 or 15 seconds, there's a graphic on the screen. All it is a call to action. Maybe it has the title of the offer that you're sending people to. It's telling them to click now. This is an end screen CTA, and it's a way to help capture those final few stragglers who've watched your whole ad and they haven't taken action yet. And tactic number 15 is to use multiple CTAs. So of course, in every ad, you need a call to action. You need to tell people what you want them to do. Having multiple CTAs can really help, especially if your ad is a little longer, so people don't need to wait till the end to really know what you want them to do. You can have some content and then a CTA. Some more content, another CTA. Some more content, another CTA. If they made it all the way to the end, they know exactly what you want them to do. If they only made it to the first CTA, maybe that was enough for them to click and then take the next step. If your ad is longer than 2 or 3 minutes, you'll probably want to use multiple CTAs within the ad. Are there any other tactics that you've seen used or tactics you've used yourself in YouTube ads? Leave a comment below, let me know what they are. Now it's time for you to go off on your merry way and record some YouTube ads. If you get to the point where you need some help running those YouTube ads, that's what my company does. We specialize in running YouTube ads to webinars. I'll put a link in the description so you can reach out to us. We can take a look at what you're doing and see if it's something we can help with. Thank you for watching today's video. My name is Kyle Sullerud, and I'll see you in the next one.